Good day, everyone. And today we continue from where we stopped last time. We are looking at the basic syntax of Python programming. Today, what are the basic syntax of Python? The questions. Then Python syntax are known for being clear and easy to read, even for those new to programming. Some of the syntax are discussed in the below sections. We have the variables and data types. What are variables? Variables in Python are used to store data values. That is, for reusability, you store those data inside a variable. The variable can be any letter, can be any combination of letters, can begin with underscore, it cannot begin with numbers, can be anything, just as shown below the example where we say x is equal to 5, y is equal to hello. So Python is a dynamic type programming language, though we can also make it a static type programming language by introduce a type in front of the variable. I'm going to be showing you there as well. Variables in Python are used to store data values. You don't need to declare the type of variables explicitly, partly by you saying this belongs to integer variable. Those values are determined by the numbers. The type of those values are determined by the value assigned to it. For example, if x is equal to 5, if I make x is equal to 5.7, 5.5, that means the value has changed from being integer and has changed to float variables. So also, we have, this is x, just in our normal mathematics form, we say x is equal to 5, y is equal to this. It's different. The equal sign here means assignment operator. It means store the value of 5 inside x so that anytime we now use 5, we print out 5, the value of, we print out x, we want to print out what is inside x, the value of 5 will be stored inside it. So, and it is integer. This is a comment sign. Comment enable us to add message for readability's sake. So, then we also have y here. Also hello. It doesn't mean it has to be a single word. You can see this one as the other variable here. It's called 31,000, 31,100.14. This is a floating point variable, the salary forms. So as many like that determine the type of these variables x, y, x, and they are determined by the values being stored inside it. So that makes it a dynamic type programming. If I now say s int, if I put s int here and I make it something, if I don't put any value there, so it means okay, what I'm expecting this value is integer and not floating point variables. All right, now we move on. Python has various data types. You can have int, float, strings, boolean, and also this is small letter x and this capital letter x. It's case sensitive. This letter small case, the case, we call it case. The case letter of this is different from letter capital letter x. The value stored in small letter x is different from the value stored in capital letter x. Though anytime we now call small letter x again below here, it overrides what is inside it. These values, as you are seeing them now, we declare them, they are stored on the stack for now. So don't worry about the big word, on the stack for now, that they are stored in the RAM. So no matter if the program shut down, we lost the value until we compile them again. We run them again. So now let's look at comments. Comment, as I told you earlier, enable to deliver message to third user for reusability purposes. comment line. You can comment a line with a pound sign, with this pound sign, or this multiple line comment. This is a single line comment. If you want to comment a single line, we use this, and we use a pound sign here. Then you want to comment a multiple line, we use 3. You can also use a triple single quote, not even double quote as well. So you can use it. These are operators in Python. Python provides operators for performing arithmetic, plus, minus, divide, comparison purposes. We have this is a logical. This operator to check the equality. Is s equal to y? Is 5 equals to 5? Or is 5 equal to 6? Is 7 equal to 2? Is compare. These are relational operators to tell us how is the one on the left side related to the one on the right hand side. For the logic operator, our Boolean operators, we use the and not gate. This may be different in other programming language. We use and, not, his. So unlike other programming language, you may use double pipe sign, double ampersand sign, or double ampersand for and operation. Then we look at indentation. For block purpose, indentation. Python makes use of indentation to determine the scope of a particular, which could belong to a particular section of the program. So if you tab it, if that tab is a form of what? You pressing the space bar on the keyboard, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 4 spaces make a single tab in Python. So it enables to justify the content that belongs to a particular section of the program. Maybe it's for functions or for a particular loop or for condition statement. So all those things that belong under that tab alone, if you want to jump out of that condition statement or loop statement, we exit from that tab. From that, we go back again to the initial indentation. So I'm going to be showing us how this thing are done. And also basic input output. We'll also look at it. So we have the basic input output. So this, for enables you want to display, you want to get user, we use print statement. This function, print function, anything you see like it with a open and close parenthesis like this, open and close parenthesis is a function. It can be a custom function or system or user. It can be a user-defined function or inbuilt functions. The inbuilt function are the one that come with the interpreter. So we don't need to declare that anymore because the system already recognizes it. We can also create our own custom functions as well, of which I'm going to be showing us how to create it later in the function. So now we display the user. This is the value of x, 34, the value of y, 2, z equal to x plus y. We print z. Now the value of z now contains the value of what? Value x plus y. That is 34 plus 32. That is z. Here will be what? That will be 36 here. Now move again to even get input from the user. We use the input function here with open parentheses and pass the message to the user, input x. Now it will input the value of x for us. So it's going to store the value of s inside this. But mind you, it's receiving in form of string form. That is, it's going to be in form of this string form like this. It's going to be in form of string like this. So if you want to use it, we'll go to what? We need to convert them to integer, or else it's going to be joining them together, concatenating them together, each of them performing addition operation on them. We're going to see them later. All right, now let's jump to our IDE or our terminal. If you are using command prompt, if you are using Windows machine, you can just click on your start menu, tap on your IDLE here, you start here, you will see something like this that shows you this. The same, you see a prompt like this 3 greater sign. Can you see? Just okay. 78 plus 89. You see the purpose. Let's first study the use of variables. We have 87. Now we have x. Now you cannot reuse this 87 again. For reusability purpose, we create variable as well. Now let's now talking x equals to 90. Let's use comment now. This is a singular comment. Let's pass a message. Can you see? X, the value x contains the value of 90. Now we have x now. Y, let's write another message. Also, let's write 89. Let's just a single comment. Y contains the value of 89. Now we enter this now. Now we can still use y again. We can use y again. Let's print out the value of this, our input functions. X, we display the value of x now. Call this. You have 90, x is equal to 90. Let's do now. So can you see we can still use the value of x, unlike 78 this that we have the other time. So x plus y, and you can see equal to equals. So we now print this now. Let's print out our z. Just see I can increase my function a little bit. Trying to see if I can increase the font size. Font size. Something. Okay, now you can see now. You can see it very clear. Well now. You can print our z this way. Then we print our z now. We have 179. That is the value. For the multiple line comment, you can see we are good to go. You are seeing on it. A sample is shown below. Multiple line to tell us the same thing as well for this. That is the end of that. We are good to go. Sample is shown below. Can you see? You have the past line. Don't worry, this is just tell you this is a new line statement. Thinking that we want to print out the statement is just a comment. You can also use this statement as well this way. Just testing multi-line. Can you see? You can also use so this and this other single quote or double quote can perform the same purpose in Python. But the other thing we've left out from here. Okay, now let's try to get to our time is fast spent. But let me try to get input from the user input. Now, so you cannot start with this one and end with this type. No, you want to begin with this one. You have to end with the same thing. Don't end with the. If you start with this, don't end with this. If you start with this, don't end with this. So the type you started with, you end with it. This is singular comment to tell us this is a message, to pass us, to show us a message. And this is the value of these are the variable. This is variable x, y. You can still use x over and over again. Even the value of z, you can still reprint the value of z again. Can you say z is equal to this? Still get the value of z. So now let's try to get input from the user now. Let's ask the user to S1 equal to what? Input. Enter the value of x. Enter the first value. because it says that the value and telling us because this is a command prompt, it tells immediately as we run it. That is why it's showing them for us to be able to maintain that you should not be maintain the code and run it once. We need to use a good IDE like VS Code or Visual Studio or PyCharm. Either of these can support. You can download either of them, and now you can just give it the value of 67. S2 because what input, enter the second value, that's 56. Then that's okay. If we now let's store the value of sign inside Q. Q is called what? X plus S1 plus S2. Can you see? Now we have Q here now. We should get 56, 67 plus 56. But what is going to surprise you is that it's going to join these two together with these two. Q, can you see now? It joins 67 plus 56 because once we tell the user to input from the users, it makes they are in form of strings. So it joins them together. Now again, if you want to get the real value, we need to convert them to integer. You can also say x1, you can say s1, you can still reassign the value again. You can say int x1 s2 equal to what? Int, the input function, s2, then can say okay, our q equals, you can still reassign the value again, s1 plus s2. Now let's print out the value of q now. Let's even say q now. Can you see we get the addition of those values? So now I will stop here for now. So you can check if s is greater than y. Can you say is s greater than y, whether it is true or false? It's going to make use of the former s we have here, s that we have here, the s here. Let's take if s is greater than y. S greater than y, true or false? It says it's true. Okay, let's check maybe s1 less than s2. Because it's a false. You can also check equal sign. Okay, s1 equals to what? s2. Can you see it says false? It says s1 equal to what? s2. They're not equal to that. So please, in our next lecture, please you can install Visual Studio. We are going to be making use of Visual Studio next times. I'm going to tell us how we're going to download them. Just install the plugin as well, or your favorite IDE. You can just install the plugin. Then you can use PyCharm. You can use PyCharm. You can use Visual Studio. You can use either of them. Thank you very much for listening. Sorry for the time just too long. And please subscribe, share. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.